All right then, so today, all the cards that I work with for today's meditation are going to be from this deck. This is from Denise Linn, Native Spirit. And I've really been feeling with the change of the seasons that it's time to kind of shift from the chakras to perhaps the chakras of the earth, the 4 directions. So today we will be working with all 4 directions, and I will hold up the card when I mention we're going to move. We're going to start from the south today. But this is the Spirit Keeper of the South card. So I'll show you that one so you can kind of see it's all about abundance and about the, the flowering times of our lives and of the seasons. And after I picked all 4 north, south, east, and west and deliberately pulled those out of the deck, I said, okay, give me a card to put into the center. And I shuffled the deck and waited for one to come to me. And it was the talking stick. So I wanted you to see this one before we close our eyes too, because I'm going to have you build your own or work with your own talking stick. It may look similar to this or it may be different. And a talking stick is just something that when you're holding it, we used to do this when I worked at Esalen and we were in groups, we'd pass around the stick, and when you're holding it, you just speak from your heart and speak your truth. So that's what's in the center. And I have it down here on my desk that I'm sitting at. The talking stick is in the center of all 4 directions. So again, we'll start with Spirit Keeper of the South. Very bright sun, very bright flowers. So let's just first put our feet on the ground, or you can make, if you're sitting cross-legged, that's okay. You can make the connection, excuse me, with your sit bones. And if you're seated in a chair and do have your feet on the ground, you can make like a little tripod. So really getting a sense of the bottom of the left foot, the bottom of the right foot, and the area where you're seated, the sit bones. So the base chakra is right where we are sitting. And we're going to take like a little tripod cord today for extra grounding and move that cord, that grounding cord, from the bottoms of the feet and from the base chakra down into the center of the earth. So we'll first let those cords come together, maybe at the Earth Star chakra, about 3 feet below us. So we've got the tripod cords, and then they start intertwining and making one cord about 3 feet into the earth. And Maisie's sound of Maisie chewing on the bone again is reminding us to work with the solidness, the thickness, the bones of the earth. And working with your breath, just breathing in spirit and connecting spirit to the spirit, the center of the earth. So just allowing that grounding cord, that root system to grow down and connect to the center of the earth, which I would like to think of as her talking stick. So our authentic communication is connected to the authentic communication of the earth. And we're going to listen to her. We're going to give her the talking stick as we move through the 4 directions, and then we're going to take it afterwards. So just have another couple breaths, just affirming your connection, your heart to the heart of the earth, connected through that grounding cord. All the root system, all the crystals, all the elements, earth, wind, fire, air, and ether, the space between the elements, all converging and ready to hear the talking stick of Mother Earth. and the bones. Maisie keeps reminding us every time you hear her chewing, it's reminding us of the solidness, the foundation, the bones of the earth. And then you can either face the south. I'm not going to face it because I'm going to keep facing the computer. But if you can face the south, that would be great if you know where it is. If you can't, if you don't, or you can't face the south right now, just knowing where it is and guiding your attention, your focus to the south. It's to my left. So that could be another way that you could just identify that. So the spirit keeper of the south, we're going to ask the spirit keeper of the south to connect with us, heart to heart, and to show us the areas in our life that are abundant. Breathing in the abundance. If you can't think of any areas that you feel abundant, then just breathe in the quality of abundance. And automatically, when we breathe it in with each exhale, it's shared. And so look, just taking a look at the areas, asking the talking stick of the earth to show us, to speak to us through the spirit keeper of the south about the areas in which we have really done well. We've really been abundant. And give gratitude and thanks for the abundance that we have been given by our birthright. It's not something we have earned. Maybe we have worked for it. But ultimately, it's about receiving, opening and receiving. So let's receive these energetic words from the earth, spirit keeper of the south, breathing in abundance. And then we're going to turn our direction towards the spirit keeper of the west. So you can either face the west. I'm going to hold up the card each time I first mention it. So you can take a look. The sunset, the fall trees. Spirit keeper of the west represents the autumn, which we are moving into. The sun setting as we are moving into shorter days. And we'll ask the earth, speaking through her talking stick, her heart, to speak through us, to us through the spirit keeper of the west. Show us what we need to set the sun on, what we need to let go of, what phase is ending in our life that we can be grateful for, but we can easily say goodbye to as the sun is setting. And so we're bringing the abundance from the south in all of the colors of the leaves that are around us. So just sitting in a forest of very colorful fall leaves. Some of them are falling, some of them are staying on the trees. Just letting the colorful leaves represent all that we are letting go of. And just easily, the spirit of the air is helping us. Just breathe it away. So with the inhale, we're breathing in the colors of the leaves, and with the exhale, we're letting go of the dried up leaves. And what would the talking stick say about letting go, about what you are letting go? Remembering the gratitude. Thanking. Staying with your breath, staying connected through your grounding cord. We're going to turn and face, whether energetically or physically, the spirit keeper of the north. So it represents wintertime, darkness, mystery, ancestors. So we'll ask the spirit keeper of the north to help us see in the darkness, in these shorter coming days that are approaching in the next couple months, to see a little bit more clearly when we are faced with darkness. What is it in your life right now that is sort of a hovering mystery or a hovering darkness or a hovering irritation or something that you would like to see more clearly? And give it a voice. Let the talking stick, spirit keeper of the north, is going to take the talking stick now. What would it have to tell us if we have a fear of the dark? So the owl is also associated with the north, the ability to see through darkness. So we're going to ask that owl or any other animal that has very good eyesight. Some of the nighttime felines, cats, have very good eyesight in the dark. So a nocturnal animal, some of them live in the ground. Whatever animal comes to you, just trust it and ask it for some wisdom to open up the mystery, or maybe an ancestor that comes from the north. Sit with this animal or this ancestor, the spirit of the north. Breathe in its message. And thank that animal, ancestor, spirit keeper of the north. And we're going to move to the spirit keeper of the east, the rising sun. You will notice on the card it has a bright sun. They all have bright sun except for the north. But this is more like a light that is coming than a light that is setting. It's opening up a new world for you. So just sitting and watching for a moment in your mind's eye, that rising sun. We're going to ask the spirit keeper of the east to show us what our sun is rising upon. What is the new beginning that we are being urged from the north to bring in a new beginning by seeing it more clearly. Now that it's illuminated, we'll let the sun rise on what we were working on from the north. And now we are going to pick up the talking stick as we face the east. In your mind's eye, pick up a talking stick. Notice what it looks like. Is it just a bare stick that is very, very earthy and grounded from the tree, or is it more feathery and light? And if it has feathers on it, what kinds of feathers? Perhaps the owl follows you from the north to this talking stick. We're going to blow some air through the talking stick with our breath, our spirit of air. And blow our intentions through the talking stick, through the feathers, from the air to that rising sun. What would you like to say to this new beginning? How would you like to declare? What would you like to create in this new beginning? Where we just finished an astrological year. So we are at a perfect space facing the east to create this new beginning. And if you need to see it more clearly, we'll ask the spirit of the sun to rise a little bit higher to help you see more clearly. And then we're going to say thank you, thank the spirit of the east and our talking sticks. And we're going to take our talking stick and we're going to sit in the middle. So we're going to be aware of all four directions. First, just holding our talking stick, we're going to breathe into our heart. Breathe all four directions: south, west, north, and east into our heart. And just receive the balancing effect. We already connected to the earth below. Let's connect to source above. Also, let the light come through the top of your head into your heart. And as we're balanced and seated in the middle, let's let the talking stick, ourselves, our higher selves, talk to us. What kind of messages are coming through now with each breath? And we're going to add a little bit more light to our talking stick, a little more illumination, a little more courage so that we can take this talking stick with us out of this meditation and speak our truth more clearly, more bravely in all situations in a balanced way, knowing we're connected to source, we're connected to the center of the earth. All four directions are supporting us as we walk our talk. And if your hands are not at your belly already, mine already were, put them there. Just touch your belly. your solar plexus chakra, our inner sunshine. Just make the commitment that you are going to follow. Let's put one hand on the heart and one on the belly. We're going to follow this connection. The solar plexus is going to give us the courage to follow our heart, to speak our heart. And we're going to keep this talking stick. And perhaps as you move through the day, you might actually find a stick that you want to bring into an altar if you have one. Just to remind you on a daily basis to sit just for a second. What is my truth right now? And how can I express it? And breathing your truth into the room that you are in right now. You can release your hands if they're still on your heart and your belly. Sharing your truth with your personal space in this room. And beyond this room. Perhaps outside of the house. Well, let's take that step outside of our house. In our community. And however big you want to take this, your central point being where you are right now, like this radio tower, just beaming your truth out. And just become aware of the room that you're in a little more. Bringing in the senses. Your skin touching the chair. Perhaps you notice a taste or a smell. A sound. And then letting the eyes open when they are ready, add your outer sight to your insight. And let's bring the palms together, representing all four directions and above and below to our heart, meeting in our heart. Thank you for being here. And follow your talking stick, walk your walk. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.